Hey guys, RetroGamingManiac here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at a Tiger handheld gaming system that came out in the mid-90s. And no, I'm not talking about the Tiger R-Zone, I'm talking about something else. But if you're wondering why I'm wearing the Tiger R-Zone, it's because, well, it's awesome. And everybody at home that has one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Guess what, Oculus Rift, you're 20 years too late. With the power of the R-Zone and a simple flick of the lens,
you are transported into the world of virtual reality.
But that's going to be, for another video. In this video, we're taking a look at the Tiger GameCom. Yes, here it is. This is the Tiger GameCom. And this system came out in 1997, and it actually came out to try to rival the Nintendo Game Boy. But Nintendo had a really strong hold on the market at the time. And then, of course, the Nintendo Game Boy Color came out just a year later. So Tiger really was never able to get their foothold in the market. But they tried, and this is actually, believe it or not, despite all the bad reviews, a decent little system, and it's got a lot of features in it that's kind of ahead of its time. For instance, here you have a stylus, and the reason you have a stylus is because the system is actually a touchscreen system, which I think that is really cool and ahead of its time. Another reason why this thing was kind of ahead of its time is it had a port here, and you could actually hook a modem up to this thing and check emails and send text messages. So here we have a system that came out in 1997 that technically has an internet connection. But anyways, here it is, the Tiger GameCom. It has a single speaker for mono audio. It has A, B, C, D, so 4 buttons here. It's got a menu button, a sound button, a pause button, your on and off switch, your D-pad, which is actually a pretty decent D-pad. It's pretty responsive. On the top here you have your modem port. Here you have your AC adapter or DC adapter port for power cable. On the bottom you have an earphone jack. And here you see these 2 slots. Now there's 2 of them because the GameCom actually lets you put 2 different game cartridges into the system at once. So here we have Lights Out. And this is Duke Nukem, and if you've never seen a GameCom cartridge, this is what they look like. They're very small, but they look pretty cool actually, almost like little mini Sega Genesis carts. So you put this in here. There's another cool thing about the GameCom. Lets you carry 2 games at once. And as far as outsides, here you go. Oh, here you go. You have the volume dial, the contrast dial. That's really all as far as the outside and the look and everything. We'll go ahead and turn it on here. Now we turn it on, you have to listen to this every single time. Yeah, so every time you turn it on, you're going to hear that GameCom active. And the GameCom is pretty different. Tiger, I think we're trying to go toward an older audience with this thing, because if you look, it has you have your cartridge option there, and it lets you choose either Duke Nukem or Lights Out, whichever ones you have in the system, and hit the menu button. You have a phone book option, so it's kind of like a mini PDA really, and it's all touchscreen as well, which is actually pretty cool. Yes, exit. You have your calendar. Nice little animation there. Menu, exit. Calculator. You have a high score storage. It actually came installed with a game of Solitaire. So, and it's actually one of the better games for the GameCom, believe it or not, is the packing game. But let's go ahead and take a look at Duke Nukem 3D. Now, one of the major complaints with the Tiger GameCom is the screen. You can see that it is touchscreen, but it's a very early touchscreen design. You can actually see the little digital touch sensors in the screen. The screen is black and white. It's very hard to see, and you do have a contrast adjuster here, but as you can tell, it doesn't really help that much. Duke Nukem. Go to a new game. LA Meltdown will work, and we'll go to Piece of Cake because I want to be able to stay alive long enough to show you some gameplay. A little cutscene there. Believe it or not, this is actually one of the better games for the GameCom, is Duke Nukem. And I'm sorry if you can't see it, but guess what, neither can I. That's just how this thing is. I mean, I can adjust the contrast, but it doesn't help. I mean, there's just no good way to play this game. It's just hard to see no matter what you do. And some of the other games are a little better, but as you can see, this one is not easy to play. Let's see if we can go in there. Okay, so I'm kind of lost. I don't know where to go at this point. But that is your average GameCom game. So part of the reason why this thing did not sell well, as you can imagine. But that's really all I got to say about this thing. It's a pretty cool device, and I can see they tried to do a lot of things with it. Definitely catered towards an older audience. I mean, your average 6-year-old is not going to want to play with a phone book or calendar. So I think they tried to market this thing off as like a, game system / PDA. Kind of like how the PlayStation Vita has a lot of features in it, web browsing and other features that are more for adults, whereas a 3DS is missing a lot of that. I know the 3DS has a web browser, but you know what I mean. PS Vita is just much more capable. And while this is more capable than the Game Boy, it definitely does not play games as well. You ask anybody, they're going to choose the Game Boy over this. But that's all I got to say about this thing. I mean, the games are cheap. The system's like $20 online as of now, January 2016. And if you're like me and you like collecting for the weird kind of abstract systems, it's definitely one worth picking up. I mean, I like collecting for Tiger. Has something about them, I don't know what, but they make such crappy systems that it's almost just funny. And one reason I like collecting for them. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.